Hey guys, John Wetmore. Here with Zach Twardowski. Many of y'all know him. If you knew, you may not. Sells a ton of insurance. One of our leaders, managers in the group. Growing a big team and out there killing it every week. Very consistent. And what we're gonna go over today is really, Zach. What I want to do is go over, like, for new agents is like how to dial. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of new guys were like, do you have a script? And they want to, like, read this robotic thing. You know what I mean? And I think that with that combined with not like logistically knowing how to dial, you know what I mean? Like, when a new agent comes, dude, if they do 47 dials in a day, they're excited out of their mind because they feel like they got run over by 12 Mack trucks and they did a lot of work. You know what I mean? So I kind of want to let's kind of start with first your thought process in dialing, kind of what we want to get across to new people, help them understand, in terms of what it takes, and just, again, your thoughts on it. We'll kind of bounce around a little. We'll probably keep this to 5 minutes or something.
Yeah, I think the most important thing I realized was, like, people say it all the time. It's like, it doesn't really matter what you say as long as it sounds good. Like, it doesn't matter exactly what you say; it's how you say it. I think the biggest change that I made was, like, when it might have been you or Athena or somebody was like, you sound a little too excited when you're dialing. So when I changed that and made it sound like more like I really am getting back to someone and it's my job and I'm not, like, super fired up about it, I think that helped change a lot of things, just the tonality part of it. Because you are just getting back to them about something they'd requested and you got to come see them, right? That's all you got to tell them. But if you sound really excited, then you sound like every other telemarketer that calls them, right? But if you just do it as if you're calling them like it's your buddy, then their guard's down a lot more, and B, you don't sound like a telemarketer and you don't sound like someone's trying to sell them something. You sound like someone's coming over to help them get qualified for something they already basically have sold themselves on, which is what we're doing, right? And then more from the logistical side is, like, for me, I always, when I'm dialing, I get here at like 7:40 to give myself enough time. Like, I know for you printed off the night before all the leads, but I get here like 7:30, 7:40. Give myself enough time to print everything out, sort it out, and be organized. Like, if you're running Facebook leads, like, I'd just go to the top and click sort A to Z so that all the cities are close together, right, with the Facebook leads. So, like, do stuff like that to make sure you're organized, but don't do it at 8 o'clock when you should be dialing, right? Do it before that. And then as far as logistically dialing, whatever you have to do to get in the zone. Like, I remember when I first started, I had to sit there and be like I'm looking at a lead list right now. Like, all right, Miss Christine can't wait for me to call. Like, she filled this out. She's expecting me to call. She's excited to have me come over and help her family out. You know what I mean? And I had to do that in the beginning, convince myself, because people really did fill out the request and they want you to come help with insurance. But if you don't come across the right way, they won't see it that way. They'll just see you as some salesperson. So, I mean, whatever you have to do to get your mind in the right place, to get ready to dial, is important. And then, just sitting down and just doing it. You know what I mean? Like, just sitting there and just dialing like 3 times in a row. And when they don't answer, flip over and move to the next one. Not get all worked up because someone didn't answer. Like, they're busy. You'll call them again in 20 minutes anyway. So just move on to the next one. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
What I was going to say is, I always try to explain to people, man. And again, first of all, if you're new, you got to understand we struggled too with the process. We were scared. We were nervous. We didn't know what to say. We get all that. And it's like, what we're trying to do is to help you guys shorten the learning curve, kind of get there quicker. And when I started looking at it, Zach, like, I was a paid employee to dial. And again, knowing everything you said, that they requested the insurance, all that jazz, yes, and calling people like, dude, if I didn't know you from a hole in the wall, but I had to get something of yours to you, I wouldn't change the way I speak. Right. You know what I mean? Like, that hat, if you left that hat you're wearing at a bar or something we were hanging out at, and I had to call you and be like, hey, Zach, this is John, that dude you were sitting next to at the bar. Hey, you left your hat there. When are you home? I got to bring it by to you.
Right.
Like, there would have to be no weird formalities. And, you know what I mean? I wouldn't sound like this corny, salesy telemarketer. Like, all that would go away.
Right.
And that's when I started looking at it like that. It helped me speak differently. And then, for me, I started looking at it again, like, and I've literally had to live this life, dude, where I was timed on jobs. Like, I literally, like, I had a timer going. I could see it and I had in a call center setting. And we had to speak to so many people per hour. And I try to look at this like that. You know, if I can pretend like I'm on the clock, because I am technically, I'm just the one in charge. You know, and I try to say, like, if it takes, you know, less than a minute to ring 4 times and go to voicemail, if I can do for a new agent 40, 50 plus dials per hour using the dial tracker sheet, you know, and you can do that for an 8-hour day, you'll never struggle booking appointments. Right. You know, and if I was judged in corporate America, which I spent most of my life in, dude, they'd expect me to probably do 400 dials, 500 dials, 600 dials in a day.
Right.
And we've got people here that are unsatisfied, you know, because and at the end of it, they only do 50, 60, 80, 100 dials, or they're excited out of the buy and they do 150. I'm like, dude, right. If you work for a corporation, that'd be like 2 hours of work. You know? So talk to them about, like, how you physically get through that many dials. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like 3 times in a row. Yeah. Let's say you start with, I don't know, say you have 60 leads. Do you break it up into 20s? Do you dial all 60 at once? You know what I mean? Like logistically, and flipping the page, how much time between, all that jazz.
Right. Yeah. So like logistically, like, you know, like I said, if you're dialing Facebook leads, you know, you get them within a radius, but you have them in certain areas, right? So I'll take my 60 leads, break them up into the area that I'm trying to go first. You know what I mean? And with Facebook, it's nice because they're mostly home all the time, right? So you can just start at 8 o'clock and book straight down, right? So if I'm going to be in area X tomorrow morning, I'll just start there. And if I have whatever, 10, 15, not more than 20 leads, but 10 or 15 leads in that area, I'll take those 15 leads. And what I'll do is I'll dial them all 3 times in a row. You'll get 3, 4, 5, maybe 5 people that answer. You book them, you don't book them, you know, whatever. And that's the other thing, you know, you can't look at the result as you're doing it, just the activity of just dialing, keeping getting through it, right? But so say, you know, 5 pick up, you book 2 or 3, right? Great. So now I have, if I started with 20, then I got 15 left to dial, right? So I'll go right back through that one again, right then. So that's 6 times I've called each one, right? So then the second time,
like in 30 minutes.
In 30, yeah, like in 4 hours. In like 15, 20 minutes, yeah. Yeah, you know what I mean? So, and then I do it a 3rd time, right? So I'll dial them all 9 times in a row, and you'll probably get half of them pick up by doing that. And then I set it aside after that to do it around noon again. You know, when I go to dial the same ones around noon, and then I'll do it again at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So it's like we talk to people sometimes like, yeah, I dialed each one 3 times, like once in the morning, once at noon, once at night. I'm like, I dialed them 9 times in the morning, 9 times at noon, and 9 times at night. Like, if someone didn't pick up by that, they might actually be dead if they didn't pick up after you called them. You know what I mean? Like, 27 times.
Wetmore fills out a Facebook lead.
Right.
I don't pick up my phone often, or whatever happens, I forgot it. It said over there, you're going to call me 27 times in one day.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah. If they didn't pick up by then, like, you got to go door knock them and see if they're alive.
Yeah. And I gave someone the example the other day because he was stressing out about dialing. He was like, I don't want to bug people, and I'm like, dude, if I filled out something, I wanted it, and you didn't call me enough times, and I died, and my family wasn't protected, I'd be pissed. Then you're bugging me. You know what I mean? And thought process stuff, I started using this one, man. I go like, if I took any new agent and I gave them a stack of, I could give them a stack of phone books, and go, if you book 30 appointments today, I'll give you $100,000. It's like a Survivor game or Big Brother challenge. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, like, the thought process, they wouldn't care what anyone said because now it's a competition and they could win some money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're trying to be excellent as quick as possible, right?
Correct. It'd be like a race. It's like, all right, you're on Big Brother, go. And no one would care anymore. And so I've learned to, like, just trick myself into going, like, again, whatever I got to do to remove my own emotion and just get through the numbers at the end of it. You know, and the guys I was referring to the other day, I sent y'all that call on it. He struggled. What he thought was phone script, but it was actually physical work. Dude, he booked that cat. I didn't tell you this. He booked 17 appointments yesterday.
Dang, crazy.
After Saturday, dialing all day, he only booked 1 on Saturday. When he started tracking and doing it the right way, dude, he booked 17 on this next dial day.
Crazy. And that's the other thing too, is like, that's how I am when I'm dialing through the leads. I'm trying to get through it as fast as possible because I have so many. So that's why you have to make sure you have enough, because if you don't, then you have 20 leads to work for the day. Like, you're going to kind of stretch it out all day, but and you're going to sound really desperate on the phone if you have 60 leads to work, I'm trying to get through these things as quick as possible because I'd like to be done by noon if I can, But if I'm not, I'll keep dialing. But it's great if you can book 16 appointments by 11 o'clock and be done. But it's not going to happen when you're brand new either. And it's like today I'm dialing. It didn't happen today. I'm assuming it's until 8 o'clock probably.
We're interrupting dial session right now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it is what it is. But I'm not going to stop until I get my 15 appointments, 16 appointments for the next 2 days.
Yeah, and that's always the goal, man. I tell people, if Vegas put odds on it, 7, 8 appointments each day, your odds are pretty high that you're gonna make some money. You start running 3, 4 appointments a day, man. Vegas would be like, you got like a 90% chance of making zero money this week.
Yeah.
So, any final thoughts on dials for new agents? I think that covers most of it, but anything else we want to touch on before?
Yeah, I mean, the reason you want to do it so much is because you can be like me and not be super good in the field, but if you book 30 appointments, like you were saying, it's really hard to fail. If you close like 25 to 50% of that, you're still going to make 10 grand in a week. And so, that's the whole point behind dialing a lot, is to make sure that you give yourself a chance to win. If you book 5, like John was saying, you got no shot. So,
yeah. Now, I'll end with this. Use the dial tracker sheet. We'll put a copy of it up here. Y'all have a link to it, all that jazz. And be realistic. Like, hold yourself accountable with that. If you're tracking how many dials you make in a day, and we count each dial as a minute, right? And you're supposed to work an 8-hour day. What's 8 hours? What's 8 hours times 60 minutes? 480 minutes, right? So you should have in the ballpark of that many dials. If you have 112, dude, no offense, go show it to someone else who worked a full day and tell them you worked 112 minutes today and you're mad. You know what I mean? And that's how, right? They'll be like, what? You had the day off. And if you use that, it's more about learning how to hold yourself accountable and give yourself reality. So a minute a dial, 8-hour day, and if I told anybody, like, you have to open a new business, we're opening a sandwich shop where you do whatever it takes. A lot of people be like, man, I work 20 hours a day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, but here, people struggle. So it's, again, dial tracker's there for a reason, to give you some perspective, and then touch base with whoever hired you, kind of go over the numbers after. And certainly we can over time work on phone script tweaks, yes. But we can't make you any better if you aren't making enough dials. You got no shot. So activity trumps all, man. Hey, it's been trumping talent for me for years. So.
You do. I'm the same way. So. And then you get someone with Bolt like Grayson, and they write 90 grand in a month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's working, man.
Yep.
I do. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Hopefully this helps.